One family, one people, one planet, one love. One family, one people, one planet, one love. One family.
I think I did it. Can you hear me? Turn your mute. Good morning. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to SoulCall Global. My name is Lisa Ferraro. We are live and in person. Just let everybody know you're in the room. Yeah. Coming to you from the American Institute of Alternative Medicine. And we're offering a little bit of alternative medicine for your consciousness, I think. Alternative to the information you might be getting from other places instead of from the source of your soul, the wisdom of your soul. And so we welcome you wherever you are as we celebrate SoulCall Global's second anniversary, which is also, I can't even believe it. Our big celebration is going to be a little more formal. By that I mean there'll be cake on April 17th. And it's also Easter Sunday for some faith traditions, but for us it's going to be the emergence of this new birth, this new consciousness that is you. So we welcome you wherever you are. And over the next couple of weeks, maybe contemplate what it is that is wanting to emerge from the blueprint of your soul, from the blueprint of the seed of your soul, of your consciousness. So the theme for the month of April, and you can feel it all around, can't you? In the air, it's in the trees, it's the birds are singing. There's this burst of life wanting to emerge. And I'm not sure about you, but I started to write a blog post that I'll finish and it'll be in the newsletter about emergence and how spring, it can always make me feel like this mix of, I don't know, melancholy mixed with let's go already. It's like, you're right in the between zone, like right before the dawn, right before the breaking of dawn. It's like where the possums are trying to make it back before anyone sees them. They're there. It's like us. All of a sudden, all of the things that we've been composting for the winter, we're ready to emerge forth with a new expression of ourselves. And may it be this year, it's the beginning of your soul's expression, the authentic self that you are. So at SoulCall Global, for those of you who are new to us and are just joining us for the first time, our mission is mostly about helping you to find that blueprint of the soul and bring it forth. So what we're going to look at over the course of this month in Emergence is strategies that are older than 360 million years. We're going to talk about the intelligence of seeds and how seeds have been able to produce fresh and new plants for 360 million years, no matter what was going on, no matter who was in charge, no matter whose government was ruling, no matter what was going on. And how is it that we can do that? Where does that power and potential come from? And each one of us has it on our own. And so what we do is bring as much intelligence as we can to help you to get still and calm so that you're like planting a fresh seed in the soil of your own consciousness. So we are creating a conscious global community, open at the heart, in service to the soul. And so the question we have for you today is, we welcome you, but what has been composting in you? What is just can't wait to emerge? So we're going to explore that throughout the month. But this morning we're going to start, as we always do, with a practice of pulling in the energy that is around us, particle, atoms, Anu, if you're from the Hindu faith tradition, the very beginning, the essential self is essentially a lot of particles and ideas that came together to create this divine blueprint. As SoulCall Global is pulling all the particles of humanity together to manifest itself as SoulCall Global, which is mostly you. So we're going to invite Helen Yee to come over. And if you're in the room, you're going to have to stand. We can actually watch you if you feel like participating in the Qigong practice, which is bringing energy consciously. So we put body, mind, spirit together, that conscious connection between all the parts that make up this human being on our mothership, planet Earth. That was a Buckminster Fuller reference, not mine. You're like, don't run for the door. Okay. So come on, welcome, Helen.
Hello, everyone. Okay, let's go ahead and take a deep breath in and let it out. Bring your mind's awareness here into the space. Feel the connection of chi energy and allowing your mind's intention to guide the chi within the body. So I would like you to put your hands onto the lower dantian, which is the battery center where chi is stored. Feel the consciousness and the awareness in this area, taking deep breaths and letting it out. One more time. Inhaling and exhaling. Relaxing the shoulders and bringing the arms down to the side. Opening the lao gungs in the palms of your hands by bending the wrist, drawing that earth yin energy into the palms of the hands, into the body. Allow it to absorb into all the cells and all the organs and systems. And now relax the wrist and float the arms up, grabbing sky yang energy, bringing it in and focusing it with your mind's intention and focus right into the crown chakra or byway point. From here, going to guide the chi down, relaxing the shoulders, relaxing the elbows, imagining that chi coming into the byway, into the central meridian channel of the body, bringing in all this good, powerful chi vitality, drawing it into the cells, filling it up into the body, allowing it to go into the organs, muscles, tendons, into the ligaments, into the blood, pushing out any blockages or any stagnations deep into the earth. From here, relaxing the shoulders, bringing the chi in to the front of the body, feeling all the particles of chi between the palms and the arms. Really imagining it, focusing the energy in the mind. And now concentrating that chi ball into a more powerful, smaller, concentrated ball of chi energy, and guide it into the lower dantian, the battery center, where chi is stored. Bring it in, deep into the body. Allow it to penetrate into the deep bone marrow and into the cells. And from here, bring the arms out to the sides and relax your shoulders down. Connect to the chi, connect to the vibration that you're feeling. Put a smile on your face and continue to feel that energy within and without. Thank you.
Thank you. Don't you just feel better already? Just energized, even before coffee? It's kind of nice, so these can become walking meditations, just being present with all of the energy that is around us at all times. Thank you, Helen. So that's why we like to incorporate Qigong into the morning so that we can actually practice and not just listen to somebody tell you about a thing. So SoulCall is very much into the experiential opportunity that each one of us has every day if we make that choice. So we're going to start this morning. Just relax yourself. We're going to get into a meditation and the opening lines of a song that Natalia Zuckerman and I wrote called You Make Me Feel Like Spring as Emergence. Erika and I used to talk about, I would say to her, it's kind of like when you start catching waves of information, you got to slow down to the speed of words because you got to somehow be able to pull it in and articulate it. Now, from linear to circular, it says, but it's actually from circular to linear and then back. So what we do is like spiraling our consciousness up and open, bringing it down, slowing it down to a vibratory rate that we can experience it, and then bringing forth whatever it stimulates inside of us as our divine idea, our divine blueprint. So when you're watching this lovely video that Natalia put together to our song, just remember that this is for everyone. It's not just for a special few. We all have this. And so let's emerge together like this beautiful video. Enjoy. You make me feel like spring.
Slowing down to the speed of words, from linear to circular. You in your colorful dress, whispering all kinds of pink secrets. A surprise when she returned, wild, restless and yearning, from icy white to vibrant green. We emerge. You make me feel like spring, with you widely becoming. April has me reeling, from my roots to my ceiling. May might see me burst into flame. Secret in full view, pure light blooming. My heart's no fool. You got me dancing to a brand new song. We sing along to the wind. You make me feel like spring, with you widely becoming. April has me reeling, from my roots to my ceiling. They might see me burst into flame. Slowing down to the speed of love.
You need to move your screen, I'm not sure. And the lights. Camera action. Very cool. So we were just below the surface of the earth for a second there. So watching that, it makes me, do you feel it? Do you feel like spring? Mm-hmm. Feeling this emergence. So I'm going to give you a couple of definitions for the word emergence. It's the process of coming into view or becoming exposed after being concealed. Think about times in your life, most recent history, like here we are emerging from pandemic zone and showing up again. It's nice to see people with faces in 3D. It's like nice eyes, nice faces. Then the other one is the process of coming into being or becoming important or prominent. So I say, for example, the emergence of the SoulCall global movement. Each one of us, there's like the part and the whole, and the part and the whole. And so my definition for it is the urgency to merge, the urgency to merge, emergence. And it's about that divine connection. I'm going to read a definition. This book I've had for quite a while. It's called Seeds. It's one of the most beautiful picture books I've ever seen in my life. Of seeds, all kinds of seeds. But I'm going to talk about a couple in particular. But this definition that inspire the seeds, they call it the capsules, the time capsules of life. The time capsules of life. And so I'm going to compare seeds to souls. you are walking time capsules of life. So when I'm giving you this definition or this explanation of seeds, imagine yourselves with this divine blueprint that the seed has too. So it's a book by Rob Kessler and Wolfgang Stuppy. Anybody named Wolfgang with a last name that rhymes with puppy is all right with me. So have you ever considered how much seeds are like human beings? And I did check this to make sure. Oh, hold on, something's happening. This is why we love doing live, that we're like working out the bugs. Hold on. I'm not sure if the live streamers can hear me. Let me try something. Pardon me. Thank you. Let's see if this is going to work. Now can you hear? Can you hear me now? All I have is uh-oh and then nothing else. It bubbles. Don't you love that? Talk to me. And I know we're live streamed, so this is kind of fun. So I should tell a joke. I'm just going to keep going because you're here. Okay, so the definition of the beginning of this book says, seeds are the most complex organs plants ever produce. The first seeds appeared some 360 million years ago. Since then, they have developed into highly sophisticated beings that have enabled plants to dominate the Earth's surface and conquer almost every possible habitat, from the Arctic to the hottest deserts. Think about that. When you think of seeds and plants, they seem so fragile, right? The diversity of shapes and sizes encountered in seeds is nearly endless and ranges from the impressive Seychelles nut to the dust-like seeds of an orchid. So I thought if I was going to reference those, I would show you just quickly what they look like. This is the Seychelles nut seed. For the people out here, I don't know if they can see that. And then this is, of course, orchid seeds in an orchid. Is that just fantastic? Yeah. Okay. So no matter how small, packed into every seed is the complete genetic information needed to give rise to a new plant within every one. So what if seeds are like souls, packed with enough genetic information, this tiny spark of infinity, to give birth and give rise to new divine ideas? And I want to liken this to the emergence of SoulCall Global, because it's a different conscious global community wherein I believe in the intelligence of all of you. And I believe in the connection that each of us brings a divine purpose to the community, to the common unity, the common oneness, and the common good. So it's definitely not a top-down philosophy. I'm here to inspire. I've been a mystic and a visionary since I was a little kid. I'm used to walking this path. And right now, I'm happy to say, from where I am standing as we emerge right now into this place, before I could see the edge of it. And now, because we're actually materializing it, I can't see beyond the edge that we just created together. And I love riding the edge. And I love not being able to know what's coming, because I know that it's better than anything I've seen before. Can you get with that? So it's like when we're ready to let go, we allow ourselves to emerge and evolve, just like seeds over 360 million years or more. That's just what they're able to count right now. So if you're on a wireless internet, could you turn your phones off? We're asking if people in the room could just turn off their phones for a minute. Okay. Thanks. Thank you, Natalia. And thank you for your patience as we work out the little tweaks of doing hybrid events. This is a different thing. Live streaming is one thing, but then and that's what hybrid is. It's like emerging. So we're emerging. Thank you very much. Right. So what I love about the definition is how the book describes seeds as giving rise to and not giving life to. They give rise to multiple versions of plants, but they don't give life to. So what is it then that gives life to the blueprint of the seed? It's the intelligence of the energy of the planet, like we just participated with in Qigong. The more we can pull life force into our beings, the more we can materialize that divine blueprint, which is unique to every one of us. So I trust in the intelligence of of you as we co-create a conscious global community. And all the people that are live streaming, we've got people I want to welcome from Africa, England, Chicago, Florida, Colorado, California, and more. Canada, our friends in Canada. What we're doing is, sometimes people like to try to get around an idea and try to describe it and bring it down to a linear description. And that's what the line of from linear to circular means. It's like, no, we're erasing the linear, and we are going to become more like nature itself. There are no straight lines in nature. So by trying to get around something so that we could linearly describe it, we make it smaller to serve our purposes sometimes, but sometimes it doesn't serve the whole. So there are ways of working together in groups. Now, I was talking many years ago when we lived in California. We were friends with a gentleman named Paul Hawken. You might know who he is. And he wrote a book called The Ecology of Commerce. And at one point, he was starting to get into solar energy. And he started to enlist, and we got to talk with this amazing scientist named Janine Benyus. And Dr. Janine Benyus was very much trying to educate people on a thing called biomimicry, which is mimicking nature for divine designs. Like nature knows how to. There was another gentleman named Jay Harmon, and all of his work was around moving water more efficiently without spending so much energy. And it was mimicking rose petals, flowers, like all of these beautiful things that grow in nature. Nature moves energy organically. So how does that translate into what our divine idea is, creating a conscious global community? I believe in that too. I believe that linear serves a hierarchy to a degree, but I believe that circulating ideas is how we really grow and grow and grow beyond a linear definition of what life can be. So trusting that ideas flow to us, through us, as us at all times. It's this co-creation and participation. So one example of that is they were trying to do this experiment with solar panels that could grow themselves. It's fascinating, but the fundamental flaw was, and I said it before they realized it, I have to say, because they were making them straight lines. They were trying to cut grooves into straight lines. And I said, seeds don't grow like that. Seeds don't grow in straight lines. They will, some of them will, but for the most part, I remember going all the way back to my lawn care days, way back in the 80s, like I did all these different things. They had these great big machines that you would push across the lawn, and they had these great earth cutters that looked like saws. And the lines would cut into the earth, and behind it, the seeds would drop into the lines and then would cover it over. Lovely. But the seeds that were spread, and I just realized this morning, this is why I was 5 minutes late. I wanted to remember to write it down. Oh, if you just went to your local hardware store and got one of those little strap bowls and just crank it and let the seeds just go, those did better. The ones that weren't in straight lines did better. The ones in the straight lines would get choked out by each other. But the ones that just spread and were allowed to grow together had a nice, thick, vibrant, healthy lawn with fewer weeds. No, but it was like, but think about it. Think about how perfect that analogy is when we're growing a conscious global community. If we allow people to just spread out like that, think of an elementary school playground. Maybe third grade. My third grade playground comes to mind. They would let us out of the door, and everyone would burst through the same little line of door, but in all directions. Over here, they were playing this. Over there, they were playing that. Over here, they didn't have hacky sack when I was little, but they would have been doing that over here. Everybody finds what it is they're passionate about if we just let them do what they love and organize it around this area. Everybody has a chance to thrive and grow and play. And you find each other, and it's all important to the whole. When we think about that analogy, it's very important. My background is in child development. One of the most important things that I was always very passionate about, because I didn't want it to happen to me, I don't want it to happen to anyone else's kids, is to stop organizing things in straight lines. These chairs are a little curved, no straight lines, and unstructured playtime. how much are you enjoying just like a free day? Do you enjoy? Everybody laughs like, yeah. Where nobody's telling you what to do, how to do it. And they've done studies back in ancient China, and it's nothing new. Buckminster Fuller has talked about this. There are books about emergent strategies, and none of it is new. If you read it, it'll sound like everything you've known, but it's just we don't remember because we don't see it. We don't mimic nature necessarily. We need everybody to do this so that these people can have the best experience of life. I think we could all have the best experience of life if we allow ourselves to learn how to play. And so when we try to organize people in straight lines, just like weeds, we get choked out too because we're competing for one prize. This is valuable, this isn't. And so that's when all of some of you did the courses with us through the winter on SoulCall Global, called it SoulCall Global Academy, like investing in how to grow yourself, how to know yourself, so that when we come in relationship with other, we know how to say what we need, mean what we say, and give each other space. Give each other space to grow. We're not choking each other out for the attention of one person who says, this is good, this is not useful. Are you following me? Are you feeling alive with the emergence of what is possible when we come together, creating space, recognizing space within ourselves and without? So today, as we move through April and as we start to develop, SoulCall Global, I'm going to keep reminding you of what SoulCall Global is. It was designed to be, so I had a divine blueprint for a seed when I was 9 years old. I had a vision, and you were all in it. When you're feeling funny, you say, I had a vision, you weren't in it. But the vision was of a place that I can still see in my mind's eye. I didn't know what I was looking at, but it was what I would call now a retreat center. And I didn't know these words then, but it's for contemplation, meditation, creativity, growing food, learning how to create, making art, expressing, learning how to deeply meditate, to reheart the wisdom of that divine blueprint before it got covered over with the weeds, the bad seeds. Did you see that movie? Do you ever see the old movie called The Bad Seed? Go watch it. It's about as creepy as Soylent Green. Have you seen that movie? Yeah, sometimes that video reminds me of, never mind. So just recognizing this vision. I didn't know really what I was seeing, but as my life has rolled out, I know exactly what it was. And in 1993, I founded SoulCall Global with a vision of that vision. It came back to me through meditation. I had almost not forgotten about it, but I was just busy doing other things. I just didn't remember that I knew that in the first place. But what happened before 1993 was the 2 years leading up to that, I spent the entire 2 years and 3 years after just meditating and writing and meditating and writing. I was afforded the luxury of being able to do that and unlearn a lot of things. And next thing I knew, this blueprint popped up again, and it was in the fore of my consciousness. So founded the 501c3. And what we're doing together now is, this is a really important day for me and for all of us, not just for me. Erika came into the vision of it, and she and I started to co-create what it could look like. It's meant to be a physical space with property where we can grow food, meditation, healing gardens, planted in a particular way so that they are healing gardens, and a building with space for larger numbers of people to gather with keynote speakers who are at the top of, almost like think of TED Talk and beyond, just to stimulate, that cutting edge consciousness that we all thrive on, like that kind of stuff. And then teaching creativity, writing, so some of the things that we've been doing without walls, it'll still be wall-less in consciousness, but there'll be a place to hold us all. And food, yes, candy. She was waiting for it at the end. Qigong, all kinds of things. So hold this vision. If it resonates with you, I want you to just consider what your piece is, to offer not just soul call, but what your soul's calling is, and what is wanting to burst forth. So, what are you restless, wild, and urgent about bringing forth with SoulCall Global? and yourself, because we'll all benefit, it doesn't matter who you do it with, it's that you do it, bring forth into materialization. So this is more than the first step, finding a posse of people with the hearts and the consciousness to share and to help others to grow, So it's a really important day, and I'm just really grateful that you're all here. So spontaneous order is what I was talking about, and that's kind of how I would like to, if you're going to volunteer or do anything, there's no pressure to do anything, but just come as you are. Come and be who and what you are, and volunteer when you can. There are sheets in the back of some things that we know we are in immediate need of kind of spreading some of the responsibilities around. If you feel like it, sign it. There's zero pressure, but we welcome you. The invitation is there. But spontaneous order, what they recognized all the way back in China was, if you leave people like children and adults alone, and just let them go do what they will, they organize themselves based on their passions. So just like kids on the playground, once they come back through those doors and out the other side with a graduation diploma, what we become in the world is how we serve from our heart's passion. So may that be awakened in you. We have meditations we do on Monday nights online. We'll start doing them in person, and we'll start doing some classes, hybrid events always. So our friends that can't physically be with us here in Columbus, Ohio, we will always be connected through the ether, as we always have been, but we'll be able to see each other in physical representation. So we thank you for joining us this morning. Are you ready to be who you are? Yes. Oh, come on, you can do better than that. Yes. All right. Thank you. And so, hey, I'm going to turn, okay, I think I'm muted, but look who's joining us from Umberto Day. Ciao, Bella. Can you hear me?
Ciao.
Ciao.
I'm actually literally just landed, and we are literally walking out of the plane right now.
Yeah.
And I know that what happens is after we do that, we'll be in security and we won't be able to talk to you. Bye-bye. Thank you. So I'm literally just landed in Rome, and so excited that I'm going to be able to be with you all on Sunday in a more tranquil place, which will be our little apartment in Italy. But just wanted to say hello and yay to SoulCall, the first Sunday live. Woohoo!
Love you so much. Thank you, Christy. Oh my God, how about, that's how much fun it is. See what we get to do? It's like, we're not putting something around and making it small. We're like spreading it out now. I'm so glad. And Natalia is going to pop in here too. Natalia, who's been one of our. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Can you hear? Here you go. I'm going to put myself on mute. Say something to the people while I mute myself.
Hello, people. But then I can't hear you.
I'll just write.
I'm going to go. Bye.
Okay, cool. So wherever you are, you can get the lights again. Thanks, Lise. Let us know where you're watching us from, and whether you're live with us right now or watching it later. We appreciate you sharing us with your friends. If you live in Columbus, Ohio, I strongly encourage you to come and meet us in person. If nothing else, come for the cake and the coffee. I mean, seriously. No, let us know who you are and what it is you're passionate about, and know that you found a place to support the growing edge of your consciousness and the love of who you are. And so as we evolve, we're going to have weeks where we'll have kirtan music, other music. Each week it'll be a different type of music as we grow and evolve. Give us a couple, maybe like 6 weeks or 6 minutes to do that. I'm not sure. It depends. But we're growing, and we're so excited that you're here. Those of you who have been financially supporting SoulCall through the last 2 years, I thank you so much. And it's enabled us to create I sound like a PBS site, the quality programming your children have come to this one. We appreciate you so much. And if you are considering joining us in person, no amount is too big or too small. You can reach us by Venmo. You can reach us by PayPal. You can send it anyway. Just send it if you can. We appreciate your support. And if you're in need of prayers, please send an email to prayers@soulcallglobal.org. And our prayer team's connected to the healing team, and we send Reiki out to you and your beloveds. And just know that we are here for you. We are a community which supports. We have the infrastructure to do that, and we're really pleased to say it. So a couple of things coming up. Tomorrow, Monday night, as every Monday night from 8 to 9, we do a silent meditation that is live streamed. You can grab the link at soulcallglobal.org. And tomorrow, I believe, is the first Monday of the month. And Natalia will be offering at 5 o'clock yoga with Natalia. Amazing, amazing practice. And she'll be live in the room so you can ask questions and say, when I do this, it hurts, you know. Remember Hee Haw? The response, the doctor from Hee Haw would be like, stop doing that. She'll tell you how to move and stretch and pull more of that chi into your beings. And let's see, April 17th is our big celebration. We're trying to make it like Bring a Friend Sunday. If you're in Columbus, please join us in person. And if not, live stream. Anyway, sign up for our newsletter. There are always really fascinating, interesting things in the newsletter, and art, lots of art and intelligence in the newsletter. So it's not quite award-winning yet. It's not been nominated for anything, but people really like it. So we appreciate that positive feedback. And if you're in the room, in the back, we have some merchandise, one of which, one item which is a book called Signs and Symbols of Our Ancestors, which we had to place a reorder for already, I'm happy to say. It's very inspiring. We're very excited from Armature Publishing, and portions of the proceeds from the sale of that book benefit SoulCall Global. So I want to let you know also that, again, there are sign-up sheets in the back. Check it out. And we tried to put how much of a time commitment would be necessary if you wanted to volunteer. But there are other things that we are in need of right now too. And I'm in need of an executive assistant, I'm happy to say. Somebody who can do graphic design, type letters, and help me with some correspondence, because I can't keep up with it, and I really want to. So if that's you, send me an email at lisa@soulcallglobal.org. I would love to talk with you anytime. And I'm forgetting something else. Oh, and if you are talented in writing for grants, we've got some opportunities that we're aware of. And if you are a grant writer, call me. I'll give you my phone number. No, you can just call me at lisa@soulcallglobal.org. And I thank you for joining us this morning. And now we're going to dance ourselves out to the inspiration, bringing Erika into the day too, with a song she wrote and we performed called Corazón Global, which is listen to the beat of the global heart, which is you. And before that comes, that's going to be the last thing you hear today. So I just want you to know that we appreciate your consciousness and wherever you are on the planet. You want to say it with me? You are love. Peace and blessings.
Cascada de luna, cascada de sol, me baño de luz cristalina y cristalina me voy, cristalina me voy, cristalina me voy. Navego un mar estrellado, diluvio sideral. Abro el pecho infinito, de donde fluye el manantial, de donde fluye el manantial, de donde fluye el manantial. Abro el pecho y canto, abro el pecho y canto. Abro el pecho y canto, abro el pecho. Corazón global, corazón global, corazón global, One